looking to sell your home in Portland, Oregon, and you're not sure what those closing costs are going to be, you're going to want to see this. And if you're finding this information helpful, don't forget to subscribe. Hey guys, I'm Cullen. I'm a local real estate agent. If you have any questions, go ahead and give me a call. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have about buying or selling real estate. All right, today's topic is what are closing costs in Portland, Oregon? So with me today is Austin Irwin of the IRWIN team with Director's Mortgage. I mean, who better to get the information from than directly from a lender, right?
Exactly, get it from the source,
That's
find
right.
out what we're getting into.
I didn't want to just say it myself because I would just be asking him and basing off of his knowledge. So Austin, tell us a little bit, let's start high level. I'm selling a home, it's $1 million, it's what I'm expecting to sell it for.
Okay.
What am I looking at for my closing costs on a high level?
Yeah, great question, Aaron. So when we're getting in and we have that mortgage consult, it's so important to know exactly what the client's thinking about that they're gonna have in value or what they're gonna at least be listing at. Also, we wanna find out what the mortgage payoff is or what is the current loan balance on that mortgage note, because that's gonna play a big factor in what we net. So big thing we go over is what are we gonna net? We look at that mortgage payoff. Let's say our home we're gonna list at $1 million. Mortgage on that is $500,000. All right, we have $500,000 right there that it looks like we're gonna take home. However, we also have to back out real estate commissions. And you're an expert here, you know. You depending on who the real estate agent is, there's different commissions, but what can you usually expect, Aaron?
Yeah, here locally, you can expect anywhere from 5.5% to 6.5% is typical. Every real estate agent is an independent contractor, so it's up to the seller and the real estate agent to negotiate that. So that can vary, but that's typically what I see in that range. So the seller does pay for the realtor's fees for the buyer and the seller, so that's something to be aware of if you weren't. And typically that's just listed as a whole number. Say, just for example, it's 6%, and so you would typically then half of that could go to the buyer and half to the seller, or some variation of that. A lot of times here we see 2.5% going to the buyer, and then whatever else is negotiated goes to the seller's agent. That's pretty straightforward, pretty cut and dry. That's what to expect. And as a real estate agent, one of the things I do is provide a net sheet to my clients when I'm doing a consultation and they've decided to go with me as their agent. And so that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk with you, because you see these transactions every day, multiple times a day. All right, so next item, one of the next line items would be
recording fees. A lot of clients forget about, well, you're gonna be at that title company and you're gonna have to sign those paperwork and you're gonna have to also record the sale of that property. So typically recording fees only cost a couple $100, but it does depend on the title company you use. Not all title companies are created equal, like not all lenders are all realtors. That's why you wanna make sure you're working with experts like Aaron and I so we can get you set up with a great title company.
Okay, so the seller's closing costs are pretty straightforward. I'm gonna go ahead and put this graph up, which is gonna show you kind of bullet point of what to expect in an example of $1 million house that you're selling. But now the real problem, you need to buy a home. And in this market, there's a few different options that a lender can give you. Tell us about this one program that you guys just started where it's basically same as cash, non-contingent.
Yeah, real exciting program, really groundbreaking out there. We all know a contingent offer is extremely difficult. And even a non-contingent offer doesn't give you a guarantee that you're gonna have an accepted offer when you're looking to purchase. And so one way Director's Mortgage is really stepping up their game is offering a program called Same as Cash. Basically for clients that have 20% down, we'll make up the remaining 80% to mirror a cash offer. Now, with that convenience, you will pay a little bit extra cost, and that's at about 2 points or 2% of the amount that you're borrowing from us to mirror cash offer. On top of that, you're looking at an interest rate. Interest only is 7.99%, but again, to be able to put your offer at the top of the stack and to compete with those cash offers that make up about 23% of purchases right now, it's really a no-brainer. So great program.
Yeah, that's a really powerful option if you want to basically be able to buy a house same as cash, to be able to compete with those cash offers and go non-contingent. So when you do say 7%, do you basically, are you going to refi back into a normal conventional loan to get that interest rate back down?
Great question, Aaron. So exactly, that's what we're doing in the mortgage consultation. So we want to let clients know exactly what are they going to net from the sale of their home or when they do sell, and then what are the costs associated with the same as cash or going non-contingent, and how do we get that exit strategy to get out of that higher interest rate that's interest only. First thing we look at is, well, how quick can we refinance? And that's what we talk about. Does a 30-year mortgage make sense? Does an adjustable rate mortgage make sense? 15-year, it's what the client wants, but that's what we cover in a mortgage consultation.
One of the techniques that I like to use is having a lender call that listing agent once that offer is in, just to give them that warm, cozy feeling that the client is well qualified. Can you speak a little bit to that?
Yeah, it's so important that lenders are calling the listing agent, because listing agents right now are getting bombarded. There's anywhere from 10 to 15 offers. They all look the same. Well, sometimes a phone call can make all the difference, especially a local lender with a great reputation in the community. So personally, what I like to do is I call the listing agent, let them know we have the client fully pre-approved, full loan application, supporting documentation, we're dialed in, and we'll close in 30 days or less. And it might not sound very impressive as we're talking about this, but not many lenders do that, especially those online lenders. So make sure you're working with a local rep.
That's right. And just to talk a little bit about that, the online lenders, they're typically they're going to have probably the lowest interest rate that you can get. And when I say the lowest, it's usually not that quite much more, maybe like a quarter of a point, or maybe not even that much, to be able to go with a local lender who actually will be able to help you get that deal. Plus, they're going to work with you all the way through the whole stage instead of handing you off to each department. So if you have any questions, you're just calling one person. In this case, if you worked with Austin, you would just be talking to him through the whole way through that transaction. You had any questions, you just pick up the phone and call him. So that's one of the things that I love and I think is so key, because real estate is local, so why not work with a local lender that probably knows some of those other listing agents as well. All right, guys, I'm Aaron Cullen. I'm a local real estate agent. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out. Or if you want to get in touch with Austin, go ahead and shoot me an email or give me a call, and I'll put you guys in touch. All right, see you on the next one.